some red. Does this look red to you? This is yellow vase glass that already pre-cut. And we're gonna use some clear. Thank you, Nadine. We're gonna use some clear. We're gonna use some bubbles. We're gonna use some glass chips where I have separated out a bunch of really great big glass chips. And I have another bag down here of colored glass chips. So we're just gonna play, all right? So we're just gonna play, but I'm gonna put a code paint on my canvas. This is just the white gesso, that how it comes. But I wanna put a little bit of color on here, and because I don't want it to be stark white. So I think I'm gonna use our last night's yellow, since we're doing a yellow vase, all right, that I already pre-busted. Oh, I got balloons. What are the balloons for? Was it this is the heart? It did it without my face, didn't it? Thumbs up. I don't know. I looked it up today to see what it all was, and there are like 8 different things you can do to make that happen. So probably when we turn the page back up, I'm gonna be making balloons and stuff. Anywho, I digress. We are going to add a little white and a little bit of this sun-bright yellow. And we're just gonna give this a very light yellowy white, okay? I probably should do blue, but I'm going with yellow. Blue's my color, y'all. It's my go-to. It's my go-to. So let's add some white. Been trying to avoid all white backgrounds lately for resin reasons. All right, big fat brush. That's a 1 inch chip brush, not a chip brush, artist brush. I'm just gonna put on my white really quickly. And then we'll throw in some yellow here and there. Most of this is gonna be covered with glass anyway, but I just like, well, I got some yellow. We're gonna go for it. Just like to paint it anyway. That's a lot of yellow. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It'll be all right, right? Right? Everything's gonna be all right. This will just accentuate our vase. All right. Got some paint boogies. And I'm gonna take, that's excessive. I'm gonna take the plastic from my canvas and I'm gonna pounce on this a little bit. Thank you, Lynn. And kind of move some of this around. Might add a little bit more white to that super, super yellow. And let me rinse that. Yellow, that's right. That's Mississippi for yellow. It's yellow. Yellow. I'm gonna take a little bit. Actually, I think I'm gonna hit that with a dryer first, and then I'm gonna take that yellow down. Get this sucker dry. Thank you for subscribing. Peace. Is there one for this? Just get this dry real quick like. I think that's good. We'll let that cool for a second. And I'm just gonna come back in, come back over the top, just a wee. I'm not trying to be too particular because most of this is gonna have glass of some sort. Just felt too buttery to me. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. All right, that is all the painting we are doing. That is it. Let's get that dry, and then we're gonna move right on to glassing. So, perfect opportunity that if you have a question about the Sunflower Challenge, or if you have a question about Canadian shipping or hackers, just let me know. I'm here to answer your question. I didn't send one, y'all, in the very beginning before everybody got here. It's just been a day, and I literally just forgot. I had my laptop open, and I was ready to send it, and then I got sidetracked, and I just whiffed it. I just forgot, y'all. So I apologize. I just forgot. I remembered about 30 seconds before I hit the live button. I was like, well, I'm gonna be in trouble now. So do all that sprinkling so all our friends can find us. Thank you, Catherine. I'm letting this cool off a little. All right, so I'm just gonna take some clear. That's about a half a bag of clear, so it's about 8 ounces. The hacking and art shattered. I'm not sure what you mean, Maureen. I'm just gonna take some clear, and I'm just gonna throw it on my canvas. I'm gonna be somewhat generous. So I'll put in about half of that. Yes, Catherine, yes, please. Not in the challenge, just the normal places. Thank you. So we're just gonna add some of this clear. I don't want it to be a perfect circle. I don't want it to be any shape at all, just kind of organic. So just kind of dump it on there. And thank you, Polly. Just kind of pour it on and let it be what it is, okay? So then, like I said, I had a little yellow vase, and I busted that up with my little breaking bars. So I'm just gonna take, ooh, that feels like it's too, I know I honed these, and I can feel that I honed them, but that looks dangerous. So I'm gonna nip that little leg off because I don't trust this glass anymore. I'm just kidding, I ain't skirt. So I'm just going to start adding some, and this is a different color vase, but it's okay. It's a little more iridescent, but I found those pieces in my little glass box, so I just grabbed them. So I'm just going to start grabbing some pieces of vase. I may have to bring them in a little. And I'm just gonna start filling in some petals, all right? And I'm just going in between, and then in between, and then in between, and just fill in any spots, all right? Just gonna layer, and we'll layer, and we'll layer. This is a little baby. We got a teeny tiny little baby piece. We'll add that one right here, and we'll layer here. All right, so if you break a vase, just hold on to it. No need to toss that. Oh, I have one more that it's too big. I'm gonna break it real quick, and we'll use it too. It was a little oversized. Hang on. I don't want to break it over the top of my piece, so I put it over the trash can. So we're gonna stick that. Let's pull that out. We'll stick that one there, and that one there, and then we'll just add these wherever. Just that simple, really pretty, okay? So now I think I'm gonna grab a little more. I need something for the center of my sunflower or my flower. It's not really a sunflower because the center's too small, but I have this whole bag of glass chips. You can buy these on my website, glass chips. And I'm just gonna kind of scrounge through and see if I can find something kind of big that I can put in the middle. I need it to kind of be round. Doesn't have to be round. Ooh, I kind of like that. But close. I'm gonna go with that. Look at that. So I'm just gonna lop that in the center. Look at there. There's your center of your flower. I'm gonna remove that when we resin because I want all that glass to go in. All that resin to go in there. Ugh. And guess what else I have? This is floral vase. You know how you get flowers from the florist? And it's all that textury, icky, kind of ugly glass that you want to just throw away? Yeah. That's what I cut there. Sorry, got super sidetracked. I'm just gonna stick one cute little leaf right in between those petals. And then I have clear. I have a bunch of clear. And I'm just gonna add some chunks of that kind of glass here and there. I want the small, ooh, look at that big old piece. That is massive. I'm gonna take some of these smaller and I'm gonna grab a little more. The flower's a little bigger than I expected. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I'm gonna add a little more of this clear classic to my corners. All right. So that was about a half a bag. Now I'm just going to take some of these little bits of clear glass chips. They're just like little chunks of glass. See? Just little chunks. And we don't want that paper in it. I'm just going to lay them in wherever. There's another one. A little piece there. And just like that, hang on, I'm taking a peek in my other bag to see if, oh, here's this little chunk of yellow something, little chunk of yellow something. Trying to find a few more pieces that have yellow in them that we can add around the outside edge. It's really hard when you're looking for a particular color. It's annoying, but I think we're gonna let it be. All right, so I'm taking a peek at my crackle paste. Nothing's happening yet. I'm just gonna kind of stick a couple of these. Look, that one has some red and, I keep saying red, yellow and green. Let me put that up there. We'll throw this down here. And voila. All right. All right. That is it, except for guess what? Yeah. Bubbles. We're going to add those after. We're going to be very generous with those bubbles too. So look, this is what we have. It's just a pile of glass with some petals. Yellow vase. Go find you a yellow vase at the Goodwill store. Okay, so now let's mix up some resin, all right? I'm gonna push this away. Bubbles are my fave too. They actually belong on everything, don't they? They belong on everything. So let's get our gloves on, and I think I'm gonna mix up, there's a lot of glass, y'all, and people ask me all the time, how much resin do you use for this size canvas? You don't know. It depends on, thank you, Catherine. It depends on how much glass. That's a small canvas. And if we only had a few little nuggets of glass, we could probably do it with a ½ ounce, but that's a lot of glass, all right? So I'm gonna make 2 ounces of resin. And I'm gonna mix it in 2 cups. And then I'm gonna pour it in this bigger cup to mix together, all right? So I'm gonna do 1 ounce in this cup, and we'll do 1 ounce in this cup, and then we'll pour it in there and mix it together. And then we'll add bubbles, so don't let me forget, because today is not the day. Right? Today is not the day. All right, so we're gonna do 2 ounces of hardener, 2 ounces of resin, and we're gonna use my handy dandy resin squeezies. So let's go ahead and get started. Who noticed that I always do my hardener first? That's like a habit. And it's a good habit to have if you're doing art projects using resin, is to always use the same one. That way, if you get sidetracked and get distracted, you know you did that hardener first, or you know you did that resin first. And the other thing is just to keep them at a distance from you. And when you're done with hardener, put it away out of your reach so that you know if you get sidetracked in between your 2 cups, you know which one you used already because it's pushed away. So yeah, always do one first. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I forgot. Sorry, guys. So that is our hardener. Now we're going to do 2 ounces of resin, or 1 ounce. That's an ounce of hardener. And filled up my bottles today too. All right, ounce of hardener, ounce of resin. Now I'm going to take my handy dandy silicone spreader, and I'm going to dump all this into 1 cup so we can mix properly. This cup does not look clean. Let me make sure it's clean. All right. So we're gonna put our hardener and our resin into 1 cup. And the reason we're doing that is because we're mixing, this is a 2 ounce cup, and we're mixing 2 ounces together. And if we put all 2 ounces in a 2 ounce cup, there is no room for mixing and stirring and blending. And then you end up with a boo-boo, okay? And you don't want a boo-boo. All right, so there goes 1. And here comes the other. I appreciate you guys spreading the joy, letting people know we're here, especially under the current circumstances. Because if you just got here, if you do not follow me on YouTube, I am begging you to go and do that now, right now. Just pop off while I mix this resin. You have 3 minutes. Pop off, go follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Art Shattered, and then come back, okay? All right, I'm gonna push that away. We're gonna stir for 3 minutes, all right? So I'm just gonna mix, blend, and stir. I'm not gonna whip it. I'm not gonna beat it to death. We're gonna do this for 3 minutes. Catherine is timing me, and she'll let me know when to stop. So, excuse me. Does anybody have any questions about art, about resin, about the Spring Sunflower Challenge, about a kit, about the Shattered Circle, about hackers? I didn't send one, Linda. I forgot because I was in hacker hell and I didn't send one. So my apologies. So if anybody has any questions, what is that in my resin? I told y'all this cup was dirty. There's something. Let me get that off. All right, 3 minutes. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Elizabeth. So stir, stir, stir. Yeah, it's been a day, and it is just, I've been easily distracted today because of the day it's been. And so I just forgot. I mean, I had pulled it up, I had put it all in, I was waiting for that 10-minute deadline, and then I just didn't do it. I didn't. Tammy is completely new. Okay, Tammy, we would love for you to join us. If you're new, our project for the spring challenge is great for beginners. But if you can't join the spring challenge, I would suggest that you follow my page and go subscribe to my YouTube channel just in case. And because I'm going to be live every day this week. With the possibility of Thursday not being live because I have a funeral and a birthday on Thursday. I'm going to try to go live probably around noon, but it's going to depend on so many things, okay? But I'll be live all week, and we're going to be doing really fun, easy projects, okay? So, yes. So, any questions? Thank you, Alicia. Any questions about anything? Our lives earlier. I just popped in to do this just to help people or tell people about the challenge. I normally don't do lives this early. Most of my lives are at 6 p.m., but I already have a live within my membership group at 6 p.m. So my only option was to either do it earlier or spend the night at the studio. Thank you, Catherine. I see. I do have a video showing how to cut your own vase, Kimberlyn, in the Shattered Circle. If you are a member, the video to how to cut your own vase is in the Learning Tools. There's also a video on how to cut your own vase in the Sunflower Challenge. So there are two places you can find it right now. Right now. All right, so Catherine said time. I'm going to just give it one more quick swirl and scrape across the bottom. And then I'm going to pull this right towards me. Now I'm going to pull this big fatty right off the top because I want my resin to go down in between all that. So I'll put that back in a minute and we'll add bubbles, right? So I'm just going to start right in that center and just round it right in the middle. Then I'm just going to start by my leaf. I'll know that's where I started because I'm starting at my leaf, and I'm going to work out and down, out and around. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center, and I'm going to cover all my glass. Now, when you have something with this much glass, you really need to be methodical and pay attention to where you're resining and your application, because you can get twisted pretty easy and then end up with a spot with no resin, and you don't want that. That will make you sad tomorrow. Thank you, Nancy. So anybody who is here late and did not know, today's been a day. My Facebook page was hacked. They ran some ads for themselves on my credit card. They took me out of my own page as an admin. And luckily, we caught it really quick. And hopefully, and we've already been in contact with Facebook. And hopefully, we're going to get this resolved really quick. It is under investigation. But that's why I was telling people to go join my YouTube just in case of worst case scenario. We want to make sure that we can still hang out and learn together and all that stuff. So make sure, let me separate that just for a minute. Make sure you follow me on YouTube just in case we have to revert to that. All right. Scoot you back over. And I'm just going around and around. Start from the center and work yourself out to the edge. There's a lot of glass there, so be generous. Be generous. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out to the edge. Save myself a little time. All right, I'm gonna turn this. And I'm just gonna keep going. Make sure you get those edges and the tips of your glass. The yellow glass is a vase that I busted. It was a tight vase too, so I had to whack it just a little bit with a hammer and knock the tight end off like a closed mouth vase. And then I used my pliers, my breaking tool, nippers, whatever you want to call it. Oh, that one is upside down. That's why it won't be still. There we go. I used my nippers to break it into smaller bits. All right. Cover all this glass all the way to the edge. Thank you for the sprinkles. Ugh. So I'm just keeping on, keeping on. I started at my leaf, so we're about 2/3 done, a quarter done. I'm looking at my resin going, Lord, please let me make it. I don't think I can take the pressure. I can't take the pressure. I'll spread that. I'm gonna turn it a little more. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll scoot you back over where you belong. Almost there. Cover it all, y'all. Even if you have to mix more, it wouldn't be the first time I had to mix more. When you use a lot of glass, it's super easy to underestimate. I'm hoping we're gonna squeak this out. I think we will. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. This was 2 ounces. And that's a lot for a canvas this small, but it's also a lot of glass. Got to get it all covered. All right, we're to the end. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remain positive right now because I don't need to put any bad juju out there, but they are notorious for being unhelpful. So I'm hoping that won't be the case here. Oh Lord, I am really trying to run out. So I'm trying to remain positive and not even let my brain go in that other direction. All right, hang on. I gotta squeak it out because I need every ounce of this resin. Probably should have made a little more than I did, but that's okay. We're gonna work it out. It's gonna be okay, right? It's gonna be okay. Trying to spread it between those little glass bits right there. I think it really is gonna be okay. I think it is. All right, I'm gonna get every last drop of this resin. Make sure I get it all the way to the edge. And I got one little teeny spot right here. I need to scrape some out for, let's see. I think we got it. We do not have 1 iota of resin left. So here is where your heat gun also comes in handy, because not only does it pop the bubbles, but it heats up the resin a little. Now, when I say heat up your resin, I don't want you honing in and like just sticking it. Oh, look, y'all. Poo-poo. Look what I did. I need resin for that. I'm going to have to figure out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my fingers. All right, because in one corner, oh, right here, I can see that it's kind of pooling there. So I'm going to put some on the bottom. I almost did forget my center, didn't I? It's probably a lot of resin in that middle because of all that weight. So hopefully that is going to secure that. I'm going to wedge it down in there a little. And we'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow if I boo-booed that or not. All right, let me go around, and we're gonna heat up that resin. We're gonna pop our bubbles, and in the same time, it helps heat up the resin and helps it spread out and all that. All right, so hang on, let me, I don't know why my iPad is crazy. All right, so let's grab the heat gun. Seek one heat gun. And I see that some of my petals have shifted a little, and we'll fix those too as soon as we pop these bubbles. And then we'll add some bubbles back, all right? So just heat that up, heat it up. I'm gonna take my little bead awl, and if you don't have one, you can use a toothpick. And I'm just going to make sure all my petals are where they should be, because they some of them did shift a smidge. And that one looks good. That shifted. There we go. I think we're good. Everything else looks like it's in its place where it needs to be. All right, now we're gonna add bubbles. All right, I'm just gonna dump some in my hand, about yay many, about yay, and I'm gonna start on the outside, and I'm just gonna drop them in along the outside edge. I love the bubbles. I'm gonna add some in the center as well. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get more. My hands are sweaty from the gloves, and they do not, I'm gonna put them in a cup, because they do not wanna come unstuck from my hand. There, that's better. All right, I'm gonna get a few more, because I can, and then we'll show you this close up and personal. And when you're doing this, if your bubbles go like where you don't want them to, don't stress that, because you can just use your toothpick or your bead tool and use that to kind of help everything navigate its way back to where it should be. All right, so I'm gonna add a few here. There we go. Now I can take my tool and kind of spread those out where I want them. And any bubble that is not where I want it to be, I can just shift it around and get in there. Voila. All right, now look at that. Let me hold it up to you close. It is lovely, so lovely. Look how pretty. That is so pretty. And it's so simple. You literally put a little color on your background and then just start piling up on the canvas. Barbara, it was a vase that I busted, okay? It's got clear classic underneath and a yellow vase that I busted and a green vase for the leaf. And voila, we have a flower. Now, If you're doing, somebody said something about doing an art show this weekend. If you could do this in a smaller version, a 6x6. I think those would sell. Hawk them as Mother's Day. You know, put a little sign up that says great for Mother's Day. Flowers that don't die, right? For Mother's Day. And you could even, like once it's dry, you could even like take some string or ribbon and wrap around it with a little tag that says Happy Mother's Day. So then they don't even have to, all they have to do is put it in the bag. I sell these on artshattered.com. They're acrylic bubbles, artshattered.com, all right?